I am doing my best to stay away from this impeachment stuff. It's sickening, it's boring, it's useless. There's nothing that he's done that is impeachable, but here we are. So this week we have the ceremonial signing. Nancy Pelosi and all those beautiful pens coming out to her on silver platters, and she signs this thing and then gives the pens to all the people, which is a traditional thing. You know, when presidents sign a big legislation thing, they'll give out the pens. LBJ started that. He had 75 pens that he used when he signed the civil rights legislation. Good. This, though, this should not be a ceremony, okay? This is what it teaches us about this. Politicians care so much more about ceremony than they do substance. There is nothing to substance with this impeachment crap. So they give out the pens, everybody's got one, and I'm sure they had some parties that night. But honestly, if they were going to impeach this president, which has to go to the Senate, they have to finalize the deal, then there shouldn't be a ceremony. There should be a funeral. This is a dirge. This is a time to lament, not be slapping each other on the back. It's terrible to consider that. Making it even worse, he's not dead yet. The Senate has to, finally pull the plug. Right now, you could just say he's on life support. Who celebrates that? Really? And then secondly, politicians love the rules, don't care a thing about reality. Another thing happened just this week. The Government Accounting Office, the GAO, came out and they said that Trump did break a law with this Ukraine phone call. The law that he broke is called the Impound Control Act. They said that by withholding the funds that Congress had approved, that was breaking a law. Never mind the fact that he didn't withhold them, he just delayed them going to Ukraine. And never mind the fact that Zelensky didn't do anything that Trump asked him to do as far as investigating the Bidens. So I don't even know how you could say he broke this law, but never mind. Never mind. Let's say that he did. And by the way, I looked up this law. It was signed into law in 1974, and that raises questions. I mean, Nixon resigned in 74, so he was president for half the year, and Ford was president half the year. Who signed it? Was it a ceremony? Did they give away pens? All these questions I just didn't take the time to answer. But this Impound Control Act, really? You know what? When I left Chicago, right before I moved away, I went to a four-way stop near my house. I've been through it tens of thousands of times. I saw the cop sitting there, but no one was at any of the intersections, so I just kind of rolled on through. And he stopped me and gave me a ticket. I said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "Listen, the law says you have to come to a complete stop." So yeah, I was doing 1, maybe 2 miles per hour. Didn't matter. This is what the law said. I thanked, Deputy Barney Fife, paid the ticket, got out of Chicago. So if Trump committed this crime, it's not impeachable. Send him a friggin' ticket.